Okay, so the first thing I'd like you guys to do is mark out the date. It is not February 14th. It's no longer Valentine's Day. It's going to be February 21st. So go ahead and cross that date out and go ahead and put in February 21st for me. So yesterday we talked about how to convert decimals to fractions. So in order to convert decimals to fractions, we have 3 steps we have to follow. The very first step we have to follow is determine the place value of the last digit. So the last digit in this number of 0.35, the place value of that 5 is going to be what? What place value is that 5 in? Hundredths. Good. So once we determine the place value of that last digit, hundredths, that becomes our denominator, which is our bottom number. So that moves us to step 2. Step 2 says then to get our numerator, we go ahead and write the decimal. So we write this number here without the decimal point. So when I go to write this number without the decimal point, do I need to include that 0? No, just the 35. So there's step 2. Step 3 is to simplify or reduce. 35 over 100, you can actually use your calculator to reduce it, or you can divide it by 5. And if you go ahead and reduce it, what do you get? 7 over what?
20.
7 over 20. Good. What kind of fraction is this? A proper fraction. What makes it a proper fraction? Yeah, the smaller numbers on the top. When we go to the second problem here, 1.6, 1 6/10, there's 2 different ways that we can write this answer. We can write it as an improper fraction, or when you go to do Khan Academy, you're going to leave it as a mixed number. I want us to go ahead and just write it as an improper fraction. So we're going to follow the exact same steps that we just did. We're going to find that last digit behind our decimal and determine what place value that last digit's in. So what place value is that 6 in? The tenths. So the denominator is going to be 10. Then my numerator is going to be this number without the decimal. So I basically just get rid of that decimal point. So what's that numerator going to be? 16. So this is called an improper fraction because my numerator is bigger than my denominator. We're going to leave it as an improper fraction. So we're going to go ahead and reduce 16 over 10. If you use your calculator, it's first going to give you a mixed number. I want you to change that mixed number back to an improper fraction. If you reduce it by working it out, what's 16 and 10 both divisible by?
8.
By 2. So what's 16 divided by 2?
8.
10 divided by 2?
5.
So 8 over 5 is going to be your final answer. How are we doing on them so far? Good. All right, let's look at the last one here. So now we have 0.612. So I underlined the digit of my last place value. So what place value is that last digit in? Thousands, because we go tenths, hundredths, thousands. So what's my denominator? 1,000. My numerator is that number without the decimal. So what's my numerator? This simplified is going to be what? $612 over 1,000 can be reduced.
103 over 2.
Say it again.
153 over 2.
Over 200?
250. 250.
Sorry, guys. I'm getting a cold and I'm all stuffed up.
It's cool.
All right. Any questions? So what I want you to do is make sure your name is on them. Make sure you don't have to show this step here because your calculator is doing it for you. But I do want to see these steps. Okay? Make sure between each step you're putting an equal sign and make sure you're boxing your answer.